Stingelhofer, making copies, the McStingster.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the 5 SNL sketches that keep us laughing years later, and the 5 that have started to show their age.
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
Number 5, Timeless, Lazy Sunday. After the release of this sketch, SNL arguably staked its claim for internet glory.
Lazy Sunday, wake up in the late afternoon. Call Parnell just to see how he's doing. Hello, what up, Parn? Yo, Sandberg, what's cracking? You thinking what I'm thinking? Party up, man, it's hat.
The Lonely Island crew showed that their digital shorts could be musical, topical, and hilarious. Lazy Sunday combines all 3 elements for a certified classic. Who knew that a music video about going to a movie could be this fun?
Hit up Magnolia and Mac on some cupcakes. That bakery's got all about Bob Frosty. I love those cupcakes like McAdams loves Gosling. Andy Samberg and Chris Parnell order cupcakes and head to see Chronicles of Narnia, showing off their rap skills in this wild adventure. It's full of surprises, references, and some excellent rhymes. The song itself is well produced and expertly written, bringing together some amazing talents that help to make more iconic shorts. Number 5, product of its era, the Olympia Restaurant, cheeseburger, chips, and Pepsi. If you're a fan of the early years of SNL, you've undoubtedly heard about or seen this iconic sketch.
You're out of tuna?
I'll throw the cheeseburger. Cheeseburger? Come on. We got it all day. We ain't got all day. Okay, we got to throw it over. Okay, what are you going to have?
The Olympia Cafe is known for cheeseburgers, chips, and Pepsi. The actors give it their all as they utter catchphrases and serve customers with a strict menu.
Cheeseburger, 4 Pepsi, 2 cheap.
Cheeseburger, 2 Pepsi, 1 cheap.
It's an amusing premise, but it doesn't really go anywhere or feature many prominent jokes. Despite its legendary status among Saturday Night Live sketches, it really feels like a concept that's been somewhat lost to time. Ultimately, it's much more of a fun experience than it is a timeless piece of comedy.
No grape. Pepsi. 4 Pepsi. Okay, 10 minutes. All right. 4 Pepsi. Pepsi.
Number 4, Timeless, more Cowbell. In a parody of Behind the Music, this hilarious sketch continues to be a huge and entertaining piece of SNL history.
Come on, Jim! Come on!
It features one of the show's most talented cast members playing a cowbell player who struts his stuff. The recording session also includes a fantastic appearance by Christopher Walken as an opinionated producer.
That was going to be a great track. Guys, what's the deal?
Are you sure that was sounding okay?
I'll be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
With some famous lines, this goofy sketch really gets going with its silly energy. There are also some amazing deliveries from Walken as his character motivates the band. The great performances and strange ideas mixed together for one of the series' funniest creations.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Number 4, product of its era, Richmeister. Fans of 1990s SNL will probably remember this sketch. It's arguably Rob Schneider's most famous contribution to the show, setting him up as the irritating coworker who loves to give people nicknames.
Tom Tom,
How you doing, Richard?
the Tomster, making copies, Mr. Tom, Tommy.
Yeah, see ya.
As people come by to make copies, Schneider's character doesn't let up with his endless naming ideas. It's one of those concepts that you'll either love or hate.
It's kind of annoying. Maybe somebody ought to talk to him.
Steve Rama, Steve Ramovich.
We've all tried, there's nothing we can do.
While it might have done well back in season 16, the Richmeister role doesn't quite hold up as anything more than a one-off joke. It mostly adds up to a scene that fits the definition of you had to be there.
Making copies, the McStingster, Stingatola, Sting. Sting-a-ling-a-ding-ding-ding-dong-dong.
Number 3, Timeless, Debbie Downer. Played by Rachel Dratch, this character became a recurring sketch starting in the 2000s. She always comes around to be negative in entertaining ways. Debbie Downer ruins any occasion in surprising ways, making even a trip to Disney World worse.
By the way, it's official.
The amusement park also provides a setting for their most memorable version of this sketch. With host Lindsay Lohan present, the idea devolves into laughter in one of the show's best examples of breaking.
Or during the fireworks when you went about feline AIDS.
It's the #1 killer of domestic cats.
I can't take it.
It makes all of Dratch's lines even funnier as she can barely hold it together. In another scene at a birthday party, the actress and her co-stars keep laughing through some absurd dialogue. It's a concept that seems to be an endless source of entertainment.
Count me out, guys. Doctor said if I don't cut down on my consumption of fish, my mercury level will reach toxic proportions.
Number 3. Product of its era. Jennifer's Date. When have you asked someone out on a date and their dad was Steven Seagal? This sounds like a decent idea for a sketch, but it all takes a turn when the lead performer isn't funny.
Man, your daughter sure does take her time.
What? Does that bother you?
No.
Seagal somehow takes a decent premise and a great co-star like Chris Farley for granted. The scene contains a bizarre amount of dead air and awkwardness, with the action hero taking himself a little too seriously for this script.
We're gonna party. Hope you don't mind.
Well, I guess it wouldn't matter if I did because I wouldn't be there at the time. I'd be here waiting.
This couldn't be more evident in this sketch, as most of the laughs come courtesy of his fellow performers. There's a reason that this episode gets mentioned as a low point for the show.
He's got a U-joint that's about to go bad, but it'll get him there and back. Oh, and I found this in the glove compartment. It's a fake ID. It says he's 25.
Get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Number 2. Timeless, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. In a short period of time, Eddie Murphy went from a new cast member to a comedy powerhouse on SNL. His parody of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood is among his best works, subverting the children's TV show with a much different perspective.
That's a lot of money, boys and girls, especially for a lady who can only afford to give me a quarter to carry this to her car. I felt so bad for her, I carried it the rest of the way to my apartment for free.
The premise is a hilarious mix of childlike wonder and adult themes. Whether he's teaching lessons or interacting with neighbors, the role provides one funny moment after another.
Oh, look! An eviction notice! Brought by Mr. Landlord. Can you say
Murphy is in complete control here as he conducts a one-man show surrounding an unlikely television host. Even after bringing the character back decades later, the actor could still get big laughs with this entertaining parody.
My neighborhood has gone through so much. It's gone through something called gentrification. Can you say gentrification, boys and girls? It's like a magic trick.
Number 2. Product of its era. Commie hunting season. During its catastrophic 6th season, SNL was desperate to continue after the original cast left.
Are they easy to spot, Uncle Lester? Well, sometimes they is and sometimes they ain't.
They then made the unfortunate decision to make jokes about the Greensboro massacre. On top of all that, Charles Rocket even uses a slur during this misguided sketch. With Malcolm McDowell as a host, the new cast members put on accents and try to play up Southern stereotypes.
Now listen up here a minute now. All right. Now we're all anxious to get started.
You bet. Let's get on it.
And no one's more anxious than I am.
The result is a sketch with hardly any humor that plays to almost complete silence. McDowell's character dies at the end, but by that point, the audience seems to have completely checked out. This scene definitely supports the argument that this season was a huge bummer.
It was an accident, Uncle Lester. Of course it was an accident.
Before we unveil our top picks, here are a few honorable mentions. Product of its era, Holes. This hair metal parody has a big production, but there's only one iffy joke.
Your papa and your mama and your sister and brother all have holes. I press my holes and I steam my holes and I take my holes to the cleaners.
Product of its era, Gen Z Hospital. A cringy sketch and script with a strange Elon Musk performance.
You all might want to sit down. What I have to say right now might be a little cringe.
Just give us the tea.
Okay, well, as you may have seen on her live, your bestie took a major L while driving her Hellcat.
Timeless, Celebrity Jeopardy. This game show parody always draws laughs for the fights between Trebek and contestants.
I don't want to hear it.
What's the difference between you and a mallard with a cold? One's a sick duck.
I can't remember how it ends.
Timeless, Schiller Visions, hidden camera commercials. Chris Farley's violent reaction to coffee crystals is nothing short of hilarious. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Timeless, Matt Foley, Van Down by the River. Among Chris Farley's best sketches, this lively character allows him to show off all of his comedic talents at once. He has a way of raising his voice and moving his body around that is undeniably funny.
First off, I am 35 years old. I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river.
As a motivational speaker, Farley takes over the scene and even makes his co-stars break with his ecstatic delivery. He also falls through a table in another sign of his physical prowess.
You're gonna be doing a lot of doobie rolling when you're living in a van down by the river.
No highlight reel of 1990s SNL is complete without this timeless idea, giving us a memorable catchphrase and recurring role. It's quotable, frenetic, and nothing short of hilarious.
Here's you, here's Matt, there's you, there. Whoops-a-daisy.
Number 1. Product of its era, word association. Depending on how you look at it, word association is either a classic sketch or a dated one.
It's just a word association. I'll throw you out a few words. Anything that comes to your mind, just throw it back at me, okay? Just kind of an arbitrary thing. Like if I said dog, you'd say tree. Tree.
It definitely features two legends sparring in a job interview. Richard Pryor shines as he tries to get the job, but Chevy Chase's interviewer ends up using racial slurs against his scene partner. While you could argue that comedy was a lot different in the 1970s, you could also make a case that there's some jokes that don't age that well.
How about a starting salary of $5,000?
Your mama.
$7,500 a year.
Your grandma.
One thing is for sure, SNL would never make the sketch today. Some viewers may or may not find it offensive, but ultimately it's a glimpse into a much different era.
You want me to start now?
Oh, no, it's all right. I'll clean all this up. Take a couple of weeks off. You look tired.
Which timeless SNL sketch did we leave out? Let us know in the comments below.
How'd you get so funky? Did you do the monkey? Born in Arizona,
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.